In their first season as an FBS program, many did not expect much from Jacksonville State, which became the sixth major football program in the state of Alabama at the FBS level. They were projected to finish towards the bottom of the Conference USA, with predicted finishes between 7th and 9th place in the conference. Instead, the Gamecocks would burst onto the FBS stage with an impressive season going 9-4, finishing 3rd in the Conference USA and winning their first bowl game in school history. This is the story of Jacksonville State, the next great group of 5 program in college football. But before we get into this, if you enjoy college football content like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, let me know which program you want to see make the FCS to FBS jump in the comment section below. Jacksonville State University is located in Jacksonville, Alabama, and began playing football in 1904. For the first half century they played football, they were known as the Eagle Owls, but would change their name and colors in 1947, becoming the Fighting Gamecocks. From 1966 until 1972, they were an NAIA school before joining Division II as a member of the Gulf South Conference. Bill Burgess became head coach of the Gamecocks in 1985 and would spend the next few seasons building the program up until 1988 when they finally made it to the Division II playoffs, where they would lose in the quarterfinals. In 1989, they went 13-1, winning their conference for the second year in a row, but lost in the Division II national title game. In 1990, they made their third straight appearance in the Division II playoffs, where they would lose in the quarterfinals, and in 1991, they went 12-1 and lost in the national title game again. Finally, Jacksonville State won a national title under Burgess in 1992, when they went 12-1 and won their 4th conference title in 5 years, and closed out their time in the Gulf South Conference, as they began their transition to the Division I AA level the following year. During his last 4 seasons, Burgess would only have 1 winning season and finished with an 84-49-4 record, making him the 3rd winningest head coach in Jacksonville State history. The Gamecocks program would struggle over the next few seasons, going through 2 head coaches in 4 years until the arrival of Jack Crow. Crow, like Burgess, was originally from Birmingham, Alabama, and had coached throughout the state of Alabama on and off during his career. Crow did not find immediate success at Jacksonville State, going 4-6, 5-6, and 5-6 his first 3 seasons. The Gamecocks, a member of the Southland Conference, when they joined the Ohio Valley Conference in 2003, he would take them to their first winning season since 1995, and they made their first appearance in the Division I AA playoffs. They also won their first conference title since 1992. In 2004, they went 9-2, won the Ohio Valley for the 2nd year in a row, and made it back to the Division I AA playoffs, where they would once again lose in the first round. From 2003 to 2012, Crow would never have a losing season as head coach, and should have won the Gamecocks their 3rd Ohio Valley Conference title in 2009, but they were not eligible because they were placed on academic progress rate probation due to the team's poor academic performance. These penalties came from scoring below 900 APR over a 4-year period and failing to show significant, sustained improvement or meet other factors according to the NCAA. The school appealed the decision twice and were rejected both times. In 2010, the Gamecocks made it back to the playoffs with a 9-3 record, and this time made it to the 2nd round. During that 2010 season, the Gamecocks beat Houston Nutt's Ole Miss Rebels at Vaught-Hemingway Stadium 49-48 in double overtime. Crow would be fired on November 30th, 2012 after a 6-5 season and finished as the school's 2nd winningest head coach with an 87-57 record. Crow said he felt like the program had progressed during his tenure, but there is still a lot left to be done there. He was never able to win a playoff game throughout his tenure either. A young Billy Clark would take over for Crow in 2013 and was an alum of Jacksonville State. Clark had risen through the ranks as a high school coach from 1990 to 2007 throughout the state of Alabama and a short stint in Georgia at Coffee County from 1995 to 1996. He became South Alabama's defensive coordinator in 2008, serving in that role until his alma mater came calling. In his lone season at Jacksonville State, Clark led the Gamecocks to an 11-4 record and their first 2 FCS playoff wins in school history, with wins over Sanford and McNeese State. Unfortunately, they would lose 35-24 to number 3 seed Eastern Washington in the quarterfinals. Clark would go on to be named the head coach of UAB after the season. After Clark's departure, Jacksonville State decided to stay in-house when hiring the next head coach, choosing to promote assistant head coach and offensive coordinator John Grass. Grass, like Clark, was a Jacksonville State alum who spent his whole coaching career rising through the ranks at Alabama high schools. Grass would lead the Gamecocks to some of their most successful seasons. He would lead the Gamecocks to 5 straight Ohio Valley Conference titles, the number 1 seed in the 2015 playoffs, and a national title appearance where they lost to North Dakota State 37-10. He also led them to 4 second-round appearances and a 6th conference title in 7 years, and a quarterfinal appearance in 2020. Grass would resign as head coach on November 8, 2021, with 2 games remaining in the season after a 4-5 start. No reason was given, but it was a mutual decision by Grass and the administration. When Texas and Oklahoma announced they were leaving for the SEC Conference, it opened up the door for Jacksonville State to make the jump to the FBS level and increase brand recognition for the school. Conference USA was left with just 5 member schools after all the movement after the American raided the conference, and they acted quickly, inviting FCS schools Jack State and Sam Houston, along with FBS independents Liberty and New Mexico State. Athletic Director Greg Seitz told AL.com last year, "I got that call from Conference USA in October of 2021. They came and made an on-campus visit on Tuesday, invited us Wednesday, and we worked through legal considerations Thursday. We made the announcement on Friday. So when I say things went fast, I mean it really went fast." The day after Jacksonville State announced it was joining Conference USA, Grass stepped down after 8 seasons as head football coach. There was a belief that Grass could not take Jacksonville State to the next level. The man chosen to replace Grass, Rich Rodriguez, which was a major splash of a hire. Rodriguez found a lot of success at his alma mater, West Virginia, finishing with 3 straight double-digit winning seasons and a 60-26 record, as well as spending time at Michigan and finding some success at Arizona that saw them make it to the Fiesta Bowl in 2014. Seitz spoke on the hire saying, "We were fortunate to be able to land Rich Rodriguez as our head football coach. Obviously, he's a guy that could have been head coach at the University of Alabama several years ago. For him to be coaching for us at Jacksonville State, it was name brand recognition. He won a lot of games at a lot of places and gave us instant credibility. I think it also showed Jacksonville State is serious about this move to the FBS." The Gamecocks chose to make the transition over 2 seasons, making them ineligible to win a conference title or make the FCS playoffs, as they moved to 75 scholarship players in 2022 and 85 scholarship players in 2023. Rodriguez found immediate success at Jacksonville State in 2022 as they finished 9-2, had the best record in the A-Sun, but were not eligible to win the conference. Heading into the 2023 season, the Gamecocks returned 7th-year quarterback Zion Webb, running back Anwar Lewis, and wide receiver Sterling Galbam, who had all helped to lead them to a top 10 scoring offense in the FCS in 2022. Athlon projected Jacksonville State to finish 7th in the conference ahead of Sam Houston and FIU, while Phil Steele projected the Gamecocks to finish last in their first year as a member of the Conference USA. There were question marks around Webb's waiver, so they also added Nebraska transfer Logan Smothers. The Gamecocks would open up their season with an impressive win over UTEP 17-14 and got their second win over East Tennessee State the following week. Their first loss would come on the road against Coastal Carolina when they fell 30-16 to the Chanticleers, but rebounded going on a 3-game win streak with wins over Eastern Michigan, Sam Houston, and Middle Tennessee, the latter 2 games on the road. They would lose their second game of the year to Liberty 31-13 before going on to beat Western Kentucky and FIU. They played South Carolina close on the road, but would eventually fall to fellow Gamecocks program 38-28 and finish the regular season beating Louisiana Tech 56-17 and losing to New Mexico State on the road 20-17. They finished the regular season 8-4 with a 6-2 conference record, which meant they finished 3rd, and that is where many thought their season would end. Originally, it did not look like Jacksonville State would make a bowl game, although they won more than 6 games. That was because of the transition rules that did not make them eligible unless there were not enough 6-win teams to qualify for a bowl game. The Gamecocks would get lucky, along with James Madison, as that would turn out to be the case, and they took on Louisiana in the RL Carrier New Orleans Bowl. Although Webb would get hurt and Smothers came into play most of the remainder of the game, Zion would return to lead them to a game-tying touchdown and later on an overtime drive to win, with the Gamecocks beating the Raging Cajuns 34-31 to finish the season 9-4. They used that momentum to sign a strong recruiting class that Rodriguez was pleased with. Jacksonville State turned themselves into Division II and FCS powerhouse and shocked many this past season. They should be a team to keep an eye on when it comes to the Group of 5 over the next few years. What do you think? Who is your favorite Group of 5 school? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out one of my other videos YouTube thinks you will love right here. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.